Have you found yourself saying no to something because you didn't want to do it or you didn't want to go and you're being honest? But before you freaking knew it, you're apologizing, you're trying to soften the blow, you're hoping that they're not mad with you. Now, that's not setting a boundary, that's negotiating your peace. And you should not have to do that. How many people are doing that for you? I couldn't name one. Can you? Let's talk about it and talk about how we can reinforce our boundaries and not feel bad about it, because you know what, feeling bad is natural. It's a part of change. Some of you guys may know my name is J.A.D.E, and in this sanctuary we talk about how we can empower ourselves. Right now we're like touching on boundaries. Well, we've been touching on boundaries. I know it's been a while since I've been here. Hello again. I hope that you are enjoying the affirmations, because I am. I'm actually currently using them for myself as well. So please definitely like and support, so more people can see this, and I will continue to push those out each and every week as I have been. Once in a while it's a little tough to keep it up each and every week, but that's only because I'm also doing tarot cards as well. So if you're interested in tarot, I do a collective reading for my other page called Goddess Day. And if you're not interested, that's not your kind of thing, that's okay. We could chill here at Living Intentional, as we live intentional to live a better life. As you may know, I am not a therapist. If you need that kind of help, go and get it, because you deserve it. And please use your discernment with any of my videos. If for some reason things don't seem safe to do so, then honor yourself, because you deserve that too. This is why boundaries have been so hard to maintain. It's because, first off, of course, you feel something and you're like, okay. Like, one thing I like to say is that when we have certain feelings like jealousy, anger, all those emotions that we may consider them as negative, they're just indicators that someone crossed the line. Or let's say if it's jealousy, you're looking at this situation of like, okay, I deserve this particular thing. Now it's up to us to go and get it. Now, if you're jealous because someone's treating someone else better than how they treat you, that means that you know you deserve to be treated fairly. Now, the thing is setting a boundary for letting people know what's up, or realizing that you don't need those type of people in your life, and being able to stay in your ground to do so. So back to the boundaries feeling like the end of the world, it's because we're used to living life in a certain way. A lot of us have been raised to, hey, do what you're told, or do whatever you need to do to make others happy to some degree. I know that I was raised that way with like my parents, where they would say, hey, I expect you to do X, Y, and Z. And of course, you don't want to make them unhappy. You want to make them happy and do things. And then, of course, those kind of things kind of trickle down in a lot of our lives, especially if you're someone who's used to feeling small, and allowing other people to do that because maybe that's something that you've been conditioned to. Don't feel bad. And I'm glad that you're here and that you found this page, because I am looking to build a community where we could all be empowered by our own decisions, that we don't need other people to tell us what we should do when we already have that internal compass within us. We just have to trust it. That internal compass within us is our creator speaking to us. And I like to call that creator God. So really use your discernment and do what feels right. One of the things I noticed about feeling bad is just that it's something that you're not used to. That anxiety is a trigger of change, and it feels uncomfortable. A lot of change feels uncomfortable. And that's okay. We need to step out of our comfort zone to be able to expand more on who we are. And when I've gotten into tarot, which also, well, first was me getting more into spirituality, well, after setting boundaries. And then I later, have been drawn to tarot and starting to realize that it's us coming back to ourselves. When we were first born, we already had our personalities, and however we may have thought our way of life has been or should be, right? Or maybe have been for some people, because spiritually, if in spirituality, when you think of it, this may not be our first rodeo. Some of us are like old souls, where we've been here before, and we just have a certain way that we know things should work, but the way we've been treated or conditioned by other people makes us think otherwise. And so we've hidden ourselves from who we really were. And now when we're getting older or at a certain age, sometimes some of us may learn this earlier, some of us may learn this a little older, you know? The fact that we've arrived is the fact that that's what really matters. The fact that you've arrived. Boundaries help us honor ourselves. Boundaries help us protect ourselves. When you feel that nudging anxiety, think about why you're feeling it. And I know some of us, we feel anxiety so much, it's hard to even tell what it's even for. But when we stay in the moment and pay attention to what's going on, what happened, what made us feel triggered, then we start to realize, okay, that wasn't okay. You know what I mean? With boundaries, right? We have to reinforce them by what I like to call J.A.D E. It's something that I learned. So, J.A.D E, each letter actually means something. The J is justify. You don't have to be justified to feel how you feel. All right. And you don't have to justify what you had to say. Say what you mean and mean what you say. And the A is that I'm not going to argue with you on how you feel, because obviously the person that you're arguing with or would like to argue with, they have already made up their mind, you know? And then D is about defending yourself. Why should you have to defend yourself on your choice? You should not have to defend yourself. This is not court. This is just regular everyday stuff, you know? No. These people will drive you crazy if you allow it. And then explain. You're explaining why you can't do something or why you don't want to. No. Again, these people have already decided on what they was going to decide. They've already come to what their decision is going to be, and there's nothing you can do to change that. I've found it where I've spoken to people about something like in the past before I've gotten to this point of reinforcing my boundaries, and what I said no is no. Because you'll even have friends or even family members try to guilt trip you into doing what you say you didn't want to do in the first place. And for me, when I've gone back on things I've said no to, it reaffirms and reminds me on why I said no in the first place. So why put yourself through that, you know? So, J.A.D E, do not justify, do not argue, do not defend yourself, and do not explain, because you do not have to. Who is doing that for you? I could name one. Can you? And if you can name a person, then that's a very nice person. And if that person is your friend, honor them because they're just as sweet and kind hearted as you are. And I know with a boundary, it seems like someone's just saying, whoosh, you know, so it's just giving somebody a whiplash. Wow. A smack in the face. But to be direct is not being rude, you know, like I was at an event one time, and this was like about a couple of years ago. And it was a very nice, beautiful experience. You know, you get to meet other family. Now, one of the people had asked me, oh, she didn't ask me. It was more of like my outfit was very nice. And I'm not gonna lie, I like to dress a little sexy because I think I'm a sexy lady. And I'm in my right to do so. I'm grown. It doesn't matter if I'm married. My husband know who I am. And that's just what it is. I know how to act accordingly when it comes to my relationship. And, you know, the same thing is reciprocated to me. So I don't understand why this person made some type of nasty remark of me being pregnant. No, I'm not pregnant. And first of all, what I don't understand is how people, I don't know if you get this, you know, whether you're male or female, maybe I would think would happen more to females than a guy. Because, you know, guys could wear like, you know, if there's a guy watching this, y'all could wear these big old t-shirts or whatever and, you know, call it a day. Or there could be a guy with a whole bare belly and no one will say a word. But don't let a female look just a bit pudgy. Then it's, oh my God, are you pregnant? Like, I think that's like one of the rudest things ever. Who, and I'm not saying that pregnancy isn't a beautiful thing in life, it is. But to be mistaken for something that isn't true is not okay. It's just, you know, it's like being mistaken for an orange when you're an apple. Like, what are we doing here? You know, it's at least that's my thing. I don't know if anyone else feels that way. I know I can't like recall for someone else, but that was very rude. And I know if that was me now, I would have called it out, like, you know, that was very rude. And just decided to change the freaking subject because, at that point, then I started to zip up my jacket because I felt so self conscious. And no other family member said anything about it. They just allowed it to happen. But at the end of the day, I have to stand up for myself because I'm a grown woman. And you have to stand up for yourself because you're grown as well. And even if you possibly are a teenager, I don't even think that being direct is being rude. It's just setting a boundary, to saying no, like that was inappropriate, and then moving on, because however they feel does not matter. That's not up for you to figure out. That's for them to figure out. If they're gonna start feeling a stink after something they done said and you called it out, that is their business. What does that have to do with you? Not a damn thing. Let's be real about it. What I've done in the past is use the affirmations. So if you aren't already using the affirmations on here on my page, then maybe you could. Or if there's something that you're looking for that I could possibly provide, like a certain type of situation or a topic, just let me know in the comments below, and I will absolutely put forward something that could like benefit both of us. If not, then, enjoy the ride, because I know I am. Outside of that, when we're holding these boundaries, it's to protect us. And I know I've probably said this many different times. When we're holding a boundary, it's for us to be able to stand on our own feet. When you allow people to talk trash to you and make you feel low, you start to show up in that certain way in different avenues of your life. And I started to see that as well. And sometimes you just trickle back to that small person that you don't need to put yourself there. You don't need to allow people to put you there either. It's really calling back your power. And it feels so good not to be held down or put in some type of confinement of decisions because of someone else. No. Like, for example, if we're at an event and you got to use the bathroom and you're like, hey, I'm about to go run to the bathroom or whatever, and you think like, oh man, maybe someone should come with me. No, everybody else has to go. Possibly they'll go when they're ready. Go where you need to go. You know what I mean? Don't feel. And then when you're feeling anxious, sometimes we feel anxiousness for a reason. And anxiousness, I don't know why I can't talk. Anxiousness is usually a certain resistance, where I have a resistance to something. Like, you need something, but you're like, I don't know. No, it's your right. It's your right, because the fact that you're here on this earth with your 2 feet, or however way you're here in consciousness, it is your right to take care of your desires and what you want and need. It should not really matter about what somebody else wants, because how are they catering to you? And are these people catering to you? And like when you're going to your job and you have that certain person that is just a nag, or this person that's just abusing their power, absolutely not. We're adults. When we step outside this door, we are 2 people. And if I decide I want to beef with you, oh well, we're not in the building. And I know I'm getting a little carried away. Do not put your hands on anybody. But I'm just saying that when we step outside the doors, we are just 2 people, 2 different people. So please respect me like I will respect you. And the people need to understand that. And so please set your boundaries if you are going through that. So yeah, just wanted to throw that out there. So back to affirmations, they are super helpful. I know through my journey of self-worth and empowering myself. Excuse that sound outside. I'm in the city. There's nothing much I can do about that. That's just confirmation, actually. It's like the sound. Yes, this is alert. Let's get on it. But, the affirmations are great because I feel as though the affirmations kind of, and Bust So Many Words kind of program you in a way of doing things the way you need to. Like, I don't know if I've mentioned it here, but I remember a time where I would get overwhelmed by just conversations with people, certain conversations anyway, where someone would be like, oh, they'll prompt me to want to answer right away. And, you know what I'm saying? You get kind of overwhelmed, like, oh, like you don't know what to say, or maybe you just say yes just to progress the situation, or maybe you'll just say yes because you don't want someone to get mad. Who, like I said, okay, let people deal with their emotions, because that ain't got nothing to do with you. They got to figure that out. They got to make themselves feel better about the situation. That ain't got nothing to do with you. Your no should be honored. And if you feel uncomfortable with the situation and you've spoken about it, and these people are like, Oh, crap, I had no idea. Good. That means we're moving forward to something. We're moving forward to common ground. And hopefully they don't do whatever was offensive again or cross a boundary or whatever. Now, if they do, and they say, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, you're right, you're right, right, and then just continue to belittle you, then you know where to cut the cords. It doesn't matter who it is. Maybe they'll miss you and then decide not to be just ridiculous, you know? So those affirmations are great. Or you could even write affirmations for yourself. Back to when I was talking about I would get so overwhelmed, I started to say that I listen with discernment. And so after a while, I actually did. I would just literally take myself out of it and look at what they're saying, how they're saying it, and what they're and how they're speaking to me and how I decide to respond. And not allowing my emotions to take over because they're just an indicator. They're not something that dictates what you do next. And we are a conscious being. Where there is a will, there is a way. And so free will is free will for a reason. A lot of people, not a lot, but I've seen it where, let's say, for example, a person that could be an alcoholic or, they're just driven by whatever this substance is, right? And they're like, I'm actually putting out an affirmation for addiction. So you are not your whatever you may be addicted to. Let's say, if, like, for me, I'm not gonna lie, I got a sweet tooth, and I've calmed down over the years because you need your teeth, you need your health. Your body will take care of you as much as you take care of it, and that is so important. Just because we're skinny doesn't mean we should eat pasta every day. Just because we're skinny doesn't mean we should pound down on, like, the cakes and cookies and sugar. Like, when we're eating carbs, that's already sugar. So when we're adding more sugar to that, we really have to be careful and mindful because diabetes is out here for everybody and anyone. And that's not to scare you, but it's just to be mindful. So I do my best to be mindful as well. We don't say, "Oh man, I'm a sugar addict. I'm a sugar junkie or sugar holic." Like, these things should not become you because these things are just things. It's just a mutual thing. Yes, it's okay to have a drink when you're having a party. Yes, it's okay to possibly have a glass of wine because you're like, oh my goodness, this whole long week of work, I'm just winding down. That's okay. But when we take these things and use it as excess to numb ourselves out, to be able to move through reality, that's not fair to us. Like, this is our body. We have the very much right to be here, just like everyone else, you know? So I don't know who needed to hear that, but I hope that helps you because we have to take care of ourselves and set the boundaries we need to protect ourselves and move forward in a way that we need to because no one else is going to protect us like we will protect ourselves. Like, I used to take mad hours of work. Like, well, I should say is shifts. I used to take so many shifts, and I'll do my shift. Someone's like, oh, hey, I can't make it. I'll do their shift. Oh, a day I need you. Oh, I'll do that shift. And before I know it, I'm exhausted. Who's doing my shifts? Who's doing days shifts? Okay? Nobody. Nobody. And if you have somebody, great. But oftentimes, there's no one taking care of us like we take care of everybody else. So that's why these boundaries are here to help us out. So we're not pouring out of an empty cup. We're not depleting ourselves to fill someone else up. That's not fair. So let's be fair to ourselves. I know I be doing the intentional action for the week, but you know yourself best. Please start using J.A.D.E to honor yourself, honor your no. If it doesn't feel like a complete yes, then you know it's a no. If it doesn't feel like a complete no, then maybe you can put some thought into it, maybe sleep on it. But don't let these people control you, and don't let them feel as though you are entitled to allowing them to control you, if that even makes any sense. I know that sounds a little wonky. Ooh, let me turn this light on. It's raining out and it's just getting so dark. But yes, please honor yourself. Honor your no. Honor your wants and needs. Like, when I used to take all those shifts, yeah, the manager didn't tell me, oh, Day, good job. I mean, I got a congratulations, maybe. I got a thank you, maybe. But when I was running myself into the ground, riding my bike, falling asleep behind the wheel, yeah, that was real because I had pedal assistance. Oh my gosh. Thank God I wasn't riding in the street. Nobody was there for that. It's me. It's you. When these things happen where you're not honoring yourself, is you have to deal with it. And so honor yourself, love yourself, use those boundaries, reinforce it. Jade is your friend, and I will see you in the next one.